Hey everyone. Before anyone says it, these videos were recorded nearly a week ago, based on old information, and yes, the new season comes out tomorrow. I'm releasing 3 videos today, covering trailers, patch notes, balancing, and the battle pass. Now, I get that these are immediately outdated, and by the time anyone sees them, the season's likely to be out. But I didn't have time to finish them sooner, so I hope someone gets enjoyment out of them anyway. Without further ado.
After he yawns, another comes to my Glentar.
So, immediate pausing, because
Yeah.
does that not sound like Matthew Mercer? I don't think it is, but it
Go back,
really
go back.
fucking sounds like him.
After he yawns, another comes to my Glentar.
Yeah, I don't think it's him.
I don't think
does
it
sound
is.
Kind of,
Yeah.
it's a little too high for like the just like general sinister voice range.
Yeah.
It does.
By the way, I forgot to hit record, so the recording starts here. So, first things first, we have Hela appearing, and she will be our first new character skin, being her transformation into the Queen in Black.
My queen.
Yeah, very interesting concept.
Yeah, we'll get a better...
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so... Hold on. I just realized I can do this, because I can show this off. We've talked about this before. If I go to Loki, he got a skin all the way back in season 0, I'm pretty sure. That was the All Butcher. And I already thought this skin was really fucking cool. It gave kind of
The
a...
first like pass they did was with the skin.
Was it? Do I own this? Oh my god, I own it? Oh, fuck. Maybe I should play Loki. I didn't even remember getting this. It still might have been season 0, I'm not sure. No, because season 1 was the first real... I genuinely don't know. Point is, we got... Yeah, because season 1 was our vampire pass, and he wasn't in that one. So he was the season 0 pass. But we got our All Butcher, so a symbiotized, kind of symbiotized Loki. I was just flatly calling it symbiote Loki for a while, but comparing it to the skins we got now, maybe that's not fully the intention. Like, there's clearly some symbiote stuff going on.
Yeah.
But
because it's supposed to be like based off of his whole like the iteration of it that's in one of the comic runs.
Well, yeah. Hang on. I can't read the
Yeah,
thing
I think he's
here.
just he's called Loki the All Butcher
2018, yeah.
because
but-
because he gets all black from
Yeah.
because Galactus had it.
For anyone that
He's,
doesn't know,
got those
All
buttons.
Black, the Necro Sword, is...
which
if
is
you watch
Will's
Thor
sword.
Love and Thunder, first of all, my condolences. Second of all, it's the sword that Gore used to kill the gods. It's, much like everything else in the MCU, massively nerfed by necessity at this point. You cannot introduce any character accurate to the comics because they'll just be too strong. Even if a character is meant to be overwhelmingly overpowered, you still can't. They did
Like
it with
Thanos.
Sentry.
Did it with Sentry, did it
yeah.
with Thanos. They're probably gonna do it with Galactus.
Almost certainly, yeah. Well, for Galactus's first story, it's not that big of a deal because all he needs to do is be capable of busting a planet. That's all he needs. But yeah, it's a massive problem. But I just wanted to pull that up to prepare for the view of Hela's new skin. But first, we get our first look at the Phoenix, Jean Grey. This stylized trailer is really cool. I love this art style. But now we get our first look at Hela, the Queen in Black. Mommy, please God, step on me. Like, what the fuck else do you say to this?
Right? Yeah.
Also, I don't know why, but just this image of holding the sword away from your throat is really fucking cool. I love both of these designs. I do think Phoenix's design is a little busy. However, her alternate costumes are very good. I think the easiest way for me to find them is just going to be to pull up Flats' video, where he goes over a lot of this stuff, because most people yesterday that cover this game professionally got access to the season early to review a lot of this stuff and show the community. I did not. I did not get access. So we're going to steal from Flats.
Yes.
I put most of my links in the description. I'll just make sure to add Flats to that. Just to be fair. He doesn't need it, not for me. But, you know, fair is fair. And then we get the boy, the unit, actually. What is Blade's civilian name? Eric Brooks. Anyway, Blade, real ass goddamn Blade. This man is a fucking unit. So he's absolutely a vanguard. What? This animation is way too fucking cool for me to pause it. But in fairness, there's not much for me to talk about because it's just good animation. So there, now that stylized animation has ended, we have this individual here who seems to just be the Phoenix Force. And we get this interesting, this will show up when I pull up the character reveal, in a moment. The Phoenix Force is an additional figure, like on Jean Grey's model. So you play as Jean Grey, she's center of the screen, and then the Phoenix Force is over her shoulder. And I think that's interesting because I haven't seen any footage of people playing against Jean. So I wonder if other people will be able to see the Phoenix Force, and I wonder especially if she'll count as a hitbox. I just wonder if we're gonna be in a situation where we have like 2 headshot possibilities, because she's ridiculously overpowered. So that would be an interesting way to make her a glass cannon.
Just Bucky walking up, barrel shots both heads. Yeah, I just shot the Phoenix for fucking head AMA.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
then we do have a better view at Jean's design here. So interestingly, they kept the headpiece that's normally on her main costume, but not so much on her Phoenix design. And I don't know, kind of over-designed the rest of the costume.
Yeah.
It's got a lot going on.
The patterning is not consistent.
Yeah. The idea is to make it look super alien because it's literally an alien costume, just like the symbiotes are. But it doesn't feel like that. It just feels busy. So, not a big fan of her base design. I think it looks good enough. But I think her other designs are better. We'll get to that later. God, that's so cool. So, yeah, just looking at the stature, Blade, alternate skin for Blade, by the way. Blade is absolutely a vanguard. The dude is massive.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think, like, the bottom half of her costume looks more like an X-Men costume, and then the top part looks like the alien costume. And I kind of like that dichotomy. I just don't like the design of either. Meanwhile, Blade looks fucking clean as all hell. I love it. I believe that's everything really all that important aside from a better look at it. Hella here, a little bit of boob jiggle.
Boob jiggle.
All right, we get to see the boob jiggle again. Lovely.
Hell yeah.
Hella yeah. I love the crow, the giant symbiote crow.
I will spiral into darkness.
Hey, buddy.
Hi.
If he becomes a character, that'd be sick as shit.
I'm interested in what they're gonna do with this, because literally the story when you play on the Clintar map is that you have to prevent Null from waking up. And basically the gameplay is a redo of, like, in lore, what happened was the Guardians went there, and while they were there, they woke him up by accident. And that's how he's awake now. But I'm interested in seeing what they'll do with Null, what they'll do with Venom, because in the comics, Null was defeated. So first, Null killed the Sentry, which was just such a fucking Worf moment. I hated it.
Yeah.
Because they were basically like, oh man, we're losing this fight against Null. All right, send in the Sentry. And the Sentry went in, he's like, hey, buddy, I know you're like a self-proclaimed god and stuff, but I have the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns, so I'm just gonna win this. And Null went, that's nice, and then just killed him. Like, effortlessly. And it was a Worf moment, because it then invalidates everything else the rest of the characters do, because he overpowered the Sentry. But eventually, Venom manages to beat him, becomes the new King in Black, a bunch of other shit happens. Venom comics are complicated, and they like to undo their own character development a lot. Don't look into Venom comics right now. You won't enjoy it, I promise. But moving on from our rankings here, moving on from that, because that's just patch notes, I want to talk, let's start with Clintar, because it's a little smaller. So we have two new, oh no, it's just the Domination one. Which is, I thought this was something else. Sorry. So let's watch this trailer real quick. So this is that the Power Stone? No way. That's got to be something else. It looks like the orb from the MCU. So for those who don't know, there is a hidden celestial on Clintar. If you go out of bounds on the map, you can see its arm like sticking out. It's massive. It's a dead celestial, and that is going to be the new map, which I think is really cool. That's an egg. I don't know what that means. Celestial's heart. Another egg. There's the hand. I love that visual. I have a complicated thing where, so megalophobia is the thing where you are afraid of giant things. I'm inclined to call this megalophilia, but that implies sexual attraction, which is not the word I'm looking for. I just think they're really fucking cool. My favorite game of all time is Shadow of the Colossus. I love giants. This is on a completely different scale. Those are mountains in the background. Jagged-ass mountains, and they look like literal thumbtacks compared to this hand. I love planet-sized creatures. Like, Clintar's gravity is fucked because of this thing. There's All Black the Necro Sword. I hate the eye. Ooh. So is that a codex? Like a symbiote codex? I love, so if you look, you can kind of make out the structure here. So over here you have an arm leading into the chest, down to the leg down here, the other arm over there, the other leg over there, up to the head that way. How far zoomed out is this? Because you saw what that hand looked like. Another look at them. Is that Hela? Yeah, that map looks very interesting. So here we have the actual character reveal, and she's gonna be busted as hell. So first of all, our first duelist since I said Johnny Testigan. God damn it. Johnny Storm. Johnny Storm, the Human Torch.
busted.
So immediately we see this symbol here pop up when she lands a hit. It's called a spark, I believe. And every time you land a hit, it builds up. On the third hit, it explodes and does a bunch of damage. Headshots build 2. So 2 headshots does roughly 240 damage. Given the average, well, not saying it's the average. Given the most common health pool is 250 in duelists and supports.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
It's most of it.
And I was holding back.
Why are we taking notes from League? Why are we taking notes from League? We don't need
So,
to use passives. Fuck off.
That's what 3 passives?
3 hit passives.
Oh, 3 hit passive. Okay.
Or 3 sorry,
Um,
not 3 hit effects.
Gotcha. So I think that would be an interesting reason for her to have 2 hitboxes. Like I said, I don't know if she does. I'm just saying it would be an interesting reason to give her 2 hitboxes, because it would make her one of the easiest characters to kill by just aiming in the general direction, especially if she has 2 headshot hitboxes. She does absurd amounts of damage. She has an ability that heals her, an ability that refills her ammo without her needing to... So, a bad way to phrase it, because obviously she can just reload and refill her ammo. When it comes up, I'll explain what I mean. Her right click, I'll pull up her ability list. When I go to Flats' video, I'll pull up the ability list to talk about it more in depth. Her right click applies, I think, 2 marks and explodes. So you have the explosion from the right click, and then you can just do a left click and it'll also explode. So that does even more damage. So there, she uses 2 abilities. She does a dash backwards. That's her shift, I believe. She does a dash backwards to avoid the venom, and then she hits E and goes up into the air with her flight. So she has a meter. It doesn't have a cooldown. It is a meter, similar to Jeff swimming, how that works now. And watch her ammo as she goes into flight. It starts refilling.
Oh god.
So when she's flying, her ammo refills, but she can't shoot while she's flying. You have to do one or the other. But it's an amazing repositioning tool, and it means that you're never going to have a situation where you reposition and find yourself out of ammo completely. So that was the Cosmic Flame. That was the right click. And you can see, hang on, before it hits, three sparks, or 2 sparks, I should say. So pops the Cosmic Flame, explodes both of them, and kills the Thor from... How much health did he have? Let's see. Decently over half health. So, I want to say that was around 400 damage. So,
Insane.
okay. When she pulls back here, both of the enemies have... Okay, I can't get it now. Hang on. 2 sparks there, 2 sparks on the Thor. She hits her right click, and that explodes on both of them, taking out both of their sparks as well. Flies up to the high ground, and then pops a couple more hits, and it hits both of them and sets their sparks for both. And if you notice around her, that's her passive healing. So when she does her right click, it initiates the passive healing, I believe. Or that might be, I like I said, I'll pull up the ability list later, so I'll be able to tell better. But I believe this is her. Oh yeah, this is her.
Jesus.
So
That's
most of those were summons.
disgusting.
Most of those were Loki summons. But she took out the Adam Warlock and the Loki with the explosion. She is, for all intents and purposes, a summon killer. That gets better with her ult. I'll let that. So this is... So she flew into a new position. Fuck off!
That's disgusting.
So many things died there.
It has... Hold up. Go back. Yeah, see if we can see their health bars.
Still not far enough back.
See.
Hang on. So when she initially lands, most of them are at or above
75.
Yeah. And then the Emma's at like what, 33-ish%, I would say.
40.
Maybe a little more. Yeah, 40. So she sets up the marks, does her right click, continues firing her left click while she does it, takes out all, I think 5 of them. I believe this will be her ult. Yes. So Hela does her ult, which counts as a summon. The Phoenix ult takes out summons. Instantly.
That's insane.
So it doesn't kill her, from what I can see. It just deactivates her ult. But it also takes out the Groot wall in the back. There was a penny nest there. So you can see there's the penny nest on the ground. There's a rocket summon in the back. There's Groot walls all over the place. I believe that's it. So she takes out the Hela. Comes in, kills the rocket. Instantly gets a triple. Takes out the rocket summon. Takes out the rocket summon, takes out the rocket summon, takes out the rocket, takes out the penny, the Psylocke, the rocket itself, the Hela, and then the Groot.
Christ. Stop being such an overpowered cunt.
I am fully convinced she's got to be some kind of glass cannon, because that's insane. Yeah, we have quite a few skins, and then real quick before I move on, I'm just going to go ahead... Jump ahead to Jean Grey's character here. Thankfully, Flats minimized his camera for it. So, like I was talking about, the left click applies sparks. Critical hits apply 2 sparks. And at 3, there's a fire explosion that applies 1 sparks to enemies around and healing over time to self. Okay, so that's how the healing over time works, is just when the sparks explode. The team-up ability is just with Wolverine. I'll talk about that more when we go into the patch notes and stuff. The right click is to mark a targeted area with psionic energy, followed by a series of fiery explosions. So that is the massive damage that we were seeing in the reveal trailer. What's interesting is it says it stuns them. I don't know if it's a proper CC. So we could be looking at... Well, what I was thinking is it might just cancel what they're doing, but not, like, stop them. That's what I would think. But if it's a proper CC that then explodes multiple times... Yeesh. So the E and the left shift work exactly how I said they do. The shift is just a teleport, and... when the teleport is over, it detonates and sets people with a spark. So that is when she teleported away from the Venom. That's why it applied a spark at the end of that. The Dark Ascent is the flight. So no cooldown on the flight as far as I can tell, but it has a meter that drains over time and replenishes your ammunition as you go. Then her ultimate and End Song Inferno deals devastating damage to enemies while creating a shockwave that destroys summons, shields, and bonus health. Imagine being a Venom and doing your ult. Yeah, doing your ult, ending up with like 1600 health, and then it's just gone.
So, because how it's worded, it makes me think it does the damage and then clears effects like bonus health.
Let's see that ult real quick. It's hard to tell. It seems like it seems like what you said. It seems like when she lands, that bonus health disappears because it's gone by the time the damage starts applying. And it also seems to do multiple waves of damage. So it seems like it applies the nullification first and then does the damage. By the way, something that I didn't notice the first time I watched this is she's back over here now. The ult doesn't actually move you. So you apply your ult over here, fly through, and then you're back where you started. So you have 20 seconds in that mode where you can go around and just do fucking whatever. And then you'll be brought back there when you're done. So unless there's like, I don't know if your hitbox is still there when you ult. I imagine it's not. You're just kind of fucked, honestly. Thanks for checking this out. I'll be streaming the new season of Marvel Rivals both Saturday and Sunday this weekend, and I stream the game every Monday at 6 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time at twitch.tv/thatcubeownedguy. Have a good one, and remember to be gay. Have a good one, remember to be gay and do crimes, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.